Let's talk about the game 7 on Friday, January 19th. First game is the Spurs versus Charlotte Hornets. Great to see Charlotte actually able to get a win. Well, the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama missed out. He did not play this game. Yeah. Zach Collins started, had 5 fouls, 26 minutes. Um, they're just not playing centers huge minutes. Well, one guy on the Spurs is trending to a must roster, Jeremy Sohan, 34 minutes. His minutes has been really good, right? He's a guy that had some hype before the season. Guys, he was getting drafted in the last 2 rounds. He was drafted probably in most leagues because he has some upside. He's going to get some minutes on this team playing a point guard even. And he's doing that. 8 assists here, 8 rebounds, a steal and a block. If he's out there on the waiver wire, I would go pick him up. In category leagues, he's pretty useful. He does everything pretty well. Efficiency might be an issue, especially free throw. But if the defensive stats come in, he's absolutely must roster. Devin Vassell had 7 assists and 2 steals, 17 points with 4 threes. That's pretty good. Trey Jones also. Just look at the minutes. 30 minutes, Trey Jones, must roster. And Keldon Johnson had 29 minutes, but next game he could just play no minutes. So I wouldn't go rush and pick him up because Wembanyama was out, But Jeremy Sohan, if he's available, go grab him. For the Hornets, great win, and LaMelo just balling, right? Just 1 rebound, but 8 assists, 3 steals with 4 threes. Crazy good efficiency versus the Spurs, 28 points. Terry Rozier still had 8 assists and 17 points. That's still pretty good in my opinion. But you guys can see LaMelo coming back definitely having an impact on Terry Rozier. So try to sell high. But if you can get back a top 40 player, then what's the point? Just continue holding. PJ Washington actually got the start because, Mark Williams, where is that guy? And Nick Richards was out. Maybe Nick Richards plays tonight, but PJ with everybody out plays just 28 minutes. So he's not really getting the minutes right now, which is disappointing. He had 4 personal fouls here as well. But if he getting 30 plus minutes a night, he has some good upside. Meanwhile, Miles Bridges had a good game, 23 points, just very efficient, and then give you a little bit defensive stats, some rebounds. And Brandon Miller also, 35 minutes, had a decent game. But again, it's versus the Spurs. Moving on to the next game, the Sixers. Well, Joel Embiid is really making his case for the MVP. Joel Embiid, in 30 minutes, he had 36 points and 11 free throw attempts, 11 for 11. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals is amazing. He just continues to put up numbers in limited minutes. And that's the thing. In regular season, Joel Embiid is putting up the numbers. He just got to do it. That's the problem with Jokic a couple years until he won it all, right? You got to win in the playoffs. And Embiid has a fatigue issue. You can't really blame him. He's such a big body. Fatigue issue and free throw issue in the playoffs. If he's not getting those free throws, what happens is he's yelling to the ref. The other team takes the ball to the other end and scores. They set their defense. So it's not a great idea. If you're the entire game, just like Harden a couple years ago, which is one of the criticism. But also, if Harden won a chip, right, all the narrative will be different. But in general, in the playoffs, they allow more physicality. So it's not going to work as well in a big playoff game where the referees is going to allow more physicality. That does not work well for Embiid, at least for the free throw part. He gets a lot of his points from the free throw. So, if you want to have success in the playoffs, relying on free throws is not a great idea. Kelly Oubre Jr. meanwhile is starting. I think as long as Melton is out, we should have him for points and threes and defensive stats. Tyrese Maxey, pretty good, 5 assists, 3 added the defensive stats, which is amazing. Him and Embiid just putting up crazy numbers with Harden out. Tobias Harris kind of took a back seat since Embiid came back. Still had 3 steals, but just 12 points. He had a 30-point game, maybe 2 30-point games, but now with people back, no. Orlando lost at home again. And I'm starting to think the importance of Franz Wagner. Ever since he went out, how many games has Magic won? And then what's their record looking like? The Magic, they are, after this loss, I mean, they're still in the playoff picture, but it just, yeah, I mean, they're still 8th seed in the West. But just, they were at one point, right, second in the East, second in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, they're 22 and 20. Jalen sucks. He's not performing well. I think it's okay to drop him. If you want to hold him for a few more games, it's okay. He's never gonna get 35 minutes a night. Play just 24 here, and then Markelle Fultz is coming in playing 20 plus minutes, and then you also have a couple other guards. So his minutes is not secure, and a lot of his value depend on the defensive stats. He's averaging close to 2 steals a game. If that falls off, he's not a much roster. But he had pretty good here. A steal and a block, 16 points here. Okiki played just 20 minutes. Gogo Badazi, because it's a blowout, so nobody played huge minutes other than Banchero. Banchero is just not good at this point. 6 assists is fine, 14.6 with 8 rebounds. But he's not scoring at an efficient rate. And that's a problem, right? That's a very big problem. Because a lot of games, it comes down to a few points. That's just the efficiency difference. If you give the ball to Banchero 100 times, he only scored 90 points. Versus someone else, give him, they score 100 points. That's a game right there. If your top scorer is inefficient, that is no good. But he only took 12 field goals here, so that's okay. And Joe Ingles came off the bench, played 22 minutes. A lot of guys actually came off the bench. This Magic team, they play a lot of guys. Markelle Fultz got 22. 22 minutes is just not enough for him to be relevant in fantasy. Wendell Carter Jr. had 11 rebounds. That seems good, but most of the games, he doesn't do anything other than grab rebounds. He doesn't give you defensive stats as a center. Good rebound numbers, but that's really it. Moving on to the next game. Well, that's the game of the night. We have Denver Nuggets went to Boston. The Celtics were 20-0 at home before they got beat. Watch the end of the game. The Celtics, same old problem. To the end of the games, when they need to score the basketball, they just really don't have a reliable way of getting a bucket. Tatum still doesn't have a... Like, if you give the ball to him and ask him to get a bucket, right? I don't know. I have seen Tatum misses too many shots. It's not reliable getting... like Jokic, you want to sure, go get a bucket. Steph Curry over the years, if he needs to get a bucket, he can get it done, right? Even though he's kind of undersized. Tatum has a lot of tools, but he's just not using them right. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. Just step back, jump shot, which you can get the shot off, but at what efficiency? Well, speaking of Denver, how about Jamal Murray? 35 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, no defensive stats, but what a big game from him. And Jokic, we shouldn't really be surprised. Jokic is putting up numbers like this, 64% from the field, no defensive stats. KCP and Aaron Gordon play huge minutes. Aaron Gordon, I have a lot of respect for Aaron Gordon because, when he was in the Magic, people's perception of him is just an inefficient scorer. He will give you 17 points on 50% true shooting. So he just completely changed his game playing in Denver. Completely changed his game. Don't take a lot of shots, be a really good defender and then just hang around the rim and, catching lobs or whatever. Or take those wide open shots that the defense give him. He contributed, for sure, a big part of the championship run last year. 10 rebounds here in the block. Michael Porter Jr. also played huge minutes. You can't just see big games like this. Maybe it's a good idea to bet over on some of the superstar players. Just look at the minutes. They played Aaron Gordon 41 minutes. When's the last time Aaron Gordon played 40 minutes in a regular season game without overtime? Huge minutes. A great win. KCP also had huge minutes, even though they didn't really do much. For the Celtics, the minutes also pretty high other than Jrue Holiday, who played just 29 minutes. Al Horford played 27. So Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis played together. Um, Nobody really stood out. I think Derrick White had a good game, 24 points. He actually led them in scoring. White only took 18 field goals, added 5 assists, 2 steals, and blocked with 5 threes. Amazing game out of Derrick White. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown goes 2 for 17 from threes. They shot both 30%, just horrible percentages. At home, um, as a team, they shot 42%, while Denver shot 50. Denver didn't shoot the ball particularly well from three. Just from the stat, right, it looks like Denver just got a lot of easy shots around the rim, and they were able to pull out the win. Jaylen Brown and Jason, they got to fix their offense toward the end of games. They got to have like a go-to move or something, a reliable way to get a bucket. Because there are a lot of end of game situations where, they still run their act. They don't really have an action, just run pick and roll, and then, try to dribble attack and then pass it out, take a step back three. That's like really, that's good. I don't know, that doesn't seem like a good idea to when the game really slows down. Like if you do those in the first and second quarter, where defense, this is just my opinion, I don't know if it's true, but second quarter defensively, no team is gonna be that locked in for 48 minutes. First quarter, right? The defense is not gonna be as tight on you in the first quarter. So some of the offensive sets that Celtics is doing, they might be able to get a quality shot off. But if it's fourth quarter with 3 minutes, and the referee allows you, that physicality, you're not gonna get that much space. So whatever, I just looked the last 3 minutes, they didn't really get any high quality looks. Meanwhile, you look at Denver, right? They just spread the floor, let Jokic one-on-one get a bucket, high quality looks. Looks easy. Jokic make it easy. While the Celtics offensively is just look like a mess. But they got some time to fix it. This is not really the first year they have this issue. The last 2 years, same issue, maybe 3 years. It's just end of game situations. This is really bad down the stretch, especially Tatum. He gets a lot of hype, put up kind of empty numbers throughout the regular season, and there will be games he has it going, like Game 7 last year versus the Sixers where he scores 50 points. But a lot of close games, he just doesn't play that good. All right, moving on to the next game. The Atlanta Hawks barely beat the Heat. That's good. DeJounte Murray, well, with no Trey, DeJounte Murray had 11 assists. Amazing, 22. And he's in trade talks. I think it doesn't matter what team he goes to, he's still going to be good, put up numbers. So I'm not really concerned about that. Even when on the Hawks, he doesn't really get all that much assist, which really limit his ceiling. Bogdanovic got the start, not the best game, just 17 points and 3 threes. Clint Capella only got 22, while Okongwu played 26. I don't know if that's a red flag or something. But these guys, at this point, I probably prefer Okongwu, to be honest. Although Capella still grabbed 11 rebounds and a block here. Jalen Johnson, meanwhile, continued to be absolutely amazing. 15 points with 1 3, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Just continue to be amazing. And Patty Mills is on this team. I did not know that. Okay, and then the Miami Heat, they lost at home. Jimmy Butler, he's healthy at least. Only took 10 shots, got 25 points. Bam, good game, but Ben's got to do more. Get more defensive stats. Just one steal is not going to cut it. Caleb Martin played 27 minutes while Kyle Lowry came off the bench. He's droppable now. And all the Heat players are back, so Caleb Martin is not a must roster. Tyler Hero played okay, had a steal with 25 points with 4 threes. Where is this Miami Heat team? They are the 6th seed. It looks like they're going to play one of the top 3 teams. I mean, if I were Celtics or I were Bucks and I were Sixers, I would not want to play this team in the first round. I would not. Moving on to the next game. We have the Suns. The Suns they're getting kind of hot right now. Devin Booker, the big 3 is healthy. That's a big thing. Devin Booker dropped 52 points. So this Devin Booker show. KD still got his and added 2 steals and 2 blocks, 26 points. Bradley Beal healthy, Not the best game, 13.7 rebounds. Still had 5 assists. But the big three there, I think they put together a few nice wins here. They're the AC. They won 4 straight. They're getting hot that's good. Getting hot. Maybe they can make a late push to the top 4 seed, but they're not going to catch. It's going to be hard for them to catch the top 3. Oh, there's still a lot of games left to play. Yusuf Nurkic also did his thing. 15 rebounds, 9 assists. Nurkic is having a good year, I would say, overall. And then the minutes is also very encouraging. Played 35 minutes here. And the Sun, that's the thing. Grayson Allen also, I think he's a must roster also. It's, they're just playing these guys high minutes, the starters at least, because you look at the guys on the bench. There's not, like, other than Eric Gordon, right? Like, who are you really going to play comfortably? Like, here, take 20 minutes. I know you're going to do well. Especially in a big game, playoff game, like, who do you really trust? No, I think they might need to make some trades. They need to get some quality bench players. Because right now, you look at the names, it's no good. For the Pelicans, they got clapped at home, which is never good. Herbert Jones plays just 23 minutes. I think he's droppable. Trey Murphy, if both guys are healthy, right, they don't really need to be rostered. Unless they're getting 30-plus minutes, they don't have to be rostered. I mean, you could stream them if they have a back-to-back. CJ had 13 points, not the best game. Valanciunas did his thing, fairly efficient in 25 minutes. Zion played 32 minutes. 24 points is good, but Zion Williamson, in fantasy and in real life too, like, the points is good, but what else does she really give you? Nothing. I don't want to be... Zion is 161st ranked player. And then you look at his numbers, it's not all that amazing. He is 22 points, okay. Just 5.7 rebounds. You would think Zion will get more. 4.6 assists, okay. 0.9 steals, 0.4 blocks. Those are not amazing numbers. The thing that stands out a lot is, obviously 59% from the field on 15 shots. But again, he's 65% from the free throw line. So if you're not punting free throws, he's a huge negative to your team. Brandon Ingram also, 11 assists is amazing. But he just needs to get more defensive stats. Moving on to the next game. The Indiana Pacers, they got Pascal Siakam, but they couldn't beat the Blazers. Siakam, first game, played okay, 21 points. I don't expect him to go crazy in Indiana, but it should help his offensive numbers a little bit just because the Pacers, they run so much. Tyrese Halliburton, how about 17 assists and 21 points? Crazy good. And only 0 turnover. How about that? Buddy Hield, 18 points. Buddy Hield, last couple of games, has been getting good minutes. I think if he's out there on the waiver wire, let's go pick him up and just see how things go. 36 minutes is amazing here. After Bruce Brown gets traded, right? Maybe he's the guy that's going to fill in. 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 a steal and a block. Amazing game. We have to think about him. Aaron Nesmith hit 3 threes. That's what he does. But no defensive stats. TJ, I think once Tyrese comes back, he becomes droppable, obviously. And Benedict Mathurin also just 23 minutes off the bench. He's also droppable. But Buddy Hield, if he's out there on the waiver wire, let's go grab him. Portland Trailblazers, Jeremy Grant, they play him 42 minutes. Why is that? They play Jabari Walker 41. Jeremy Grant is a big sell high, but depend on, can you get a top 30 player back? If not, just hold him. He's not gonna. There's no reason for him to go this hard. I guess to put up empty I don't know. This Blazer team, they want to develop young players, right? You might want to, start Scoot Henderson and give some of the shots, or give him the ball. Not give Jeremy Grant 28 shots in this game here. He put up a good. He played great. He led them to a win, but what's the point? Bigger picture wise, for this team to get a win and give Jeremy Grant 28 shots a night. DeAndre Ayton actually finally able to I'll be okay give DeAndre Ayton more shots just to see how he handles. 8 rebound, 12. That's better. He's playing at least. But Thibault got the start. We could stream him if next game he starts for defensive stats. Scoot Henderson now came off the bench, and this game Anthony Simons is also out. They did not start him. I think he got hurt also, but why don't you start him? Playing you going but what is the, you know, I don't know what Blazers is really doing honestly. Move on to the next game. This is also no good. The Nets just clapped the Lakers. In LA. Cam Thomas, amazing game, 33 points. He's hot and cold. This is why we love him. This is why he's a must roster. 33 points and 4 threes is not bad at all. Spencer Dinwiddie, great minutes here, 33 minutes, 4 assists, 19 points, but he's like disengaged. The report saying he wanted out. So, if he plays well, put together a few nice games, try to do a 2-for-1 trade, get someone back. Mikal Bridges played okay, just very, very mediocre numbers. 2 steals is nice, 5 assists, but for a second round pick, you just may expect more things out of him. The only thing is he hasn't missed a game this year probably, so that's good. But every game is just mediocre. Nick Claxton, 22 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Huge game from him. And Cameron Johnson, I think we gotta deal with the facts, right? He just doesn't get a lot of minutes on most nights because too many guys on this team, the skill sets overlap. They don't need another 3D guy playing 30 minutes because they have Dorian Finney-Smith, they have Royce O'Neal coming off the bench. So he's not a must roster. I would drop him if I can. I pick stream the spot. And LA, no good, but the starters put up some numbers. LeBron 24 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. That's not bad. AD had a huge game with 3 steals and 2 blocks. And how about the assists by AD? 6 assists and 12 rebounds. And great from the field, but he was a minus 12. Austin Reeves played okay, while D'Lo, if he's out there on the waiver, I will go pick him up. He does have some upside. 20.7 assists is not bad at all with 3 threes. But, the Lakers, they got to make some changes. Otherwise, you just waste another year of LeBron. Not saying the 39-year LeBron can really win you a championship. But I think LeBron is still playing for his legacy, so they should just go all in. Trade all the picks or whatever, try to win another chip. Although it's going to be very, very hard, given how competitive the West is. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.